I was 25 years old when a $99 DNA test destroyed my entire life. Not because it revealed some distant cousin or a funny ancestry surprise. No, it revealed that the man who raised me, the man I called Dad my entire life, wasn't my father. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part? When I confronted my family about it, they didn't deny it. Instead, my mother looked at me and said something that made my stomach drop. She said, "We were paid to keep it a secret." Before I tell you how I uncovered the truth and how this secret tore my entire family apart, I want to ask you something. If you discovered your entire life was built on a lie, what would you do? Would you forgive your family, or would you demand the truth no matter the consequences? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy real-life dramatic stories like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video, because the story you're about to hear only gets crazier from here. My name is Avery Brown. I'm 25 years old, and until recently, I thought I knew exactly who I was. I grew up in a quiet suburban town outside Columbus, Ohio, the kind of town where everyone waves at each other, kids ride bikes until sunset, and the biggest drama usually involves someone's dog digging up a neighbor's garden. My family looked normal from the outside. My mom, Linda, worked as a dental hygienist. My dad, Mark, was a high school history teacher. We weren't rich, not even close, but we were comfortable. We lived in a small 2-story house with creaky stairs and a backyard that flooded every spring. And honestly, I loved it. My dad was the kind of father every kid hopes for. He helped me with homework. He taught me how to ride a bike. When I was 12, he spent 3 weekends building a treehouse in our backyard, even though he had no idea what he was doing. I still remember him falling off the ladder once and laughing about it like it was the funniest thing in the world. That man loved me, or at least I thought he did. It started as a joke. One night I was sitting on the couch with my best friend Jessica, scrolling through Instagram. An ad popped up. Discover your ancestry. Find out where you really come from. Jessica laughed. Emily, imagine if you were secretly like Swedish royalty or something. I rolled my eyes. Yeah, right. My ancestors probably farmed corn somewhere in Ohio. But the more we talked about it, the more curious I became. I'd always wondered about our family history. My mom didn't talk about her side much, and my dad's parents had passed away when I was little. So, a week later, I ordered a DNA kit. It cost $99. $99. That tiny purchase would eventually destroy my entire family. 3 weeks later, I got the email. Your DNA results are ready. I remember feeling excited. Maybe I'd find some distant relatives. Maybe I'd learn I had roots in Ireland or Italy. I logged into the website, clicked the results page, and for a moment, everything looked normal. 50% European ancestry, some Irish, some German, nothing shocking. Then I scrolled down. Family matches. The first result popped up. Close family match, 49.8% DNA shared. I smiled. That must be my dad. But the name wasn't my dad. It was someone named Daniel Whitmore. I frowned. Maybe the site made a mistake. Maybe it was some distant cousin. But then I saw the label next to his name. Possible biological father. My stomach dropped. I stared at the screen for a long time, because that wasn't possible. My dad was Mark Carter. He'd been my dad my entire life. But the website didn't care about my feelings. The numbers were clear. Biologically speaking, Mark Carter was not my father. The first thing I did was call customer support. I wish I was joking. I spent 20 minutes explaining that their test had to be wrong. The woman on the phone was polite, but her answer crushed me. DNA tests at that level of match accuracy are extremely reliable. In other words, the test was right. My entire life story, wrong. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I drove straight to my parents' house. My hands were shaking the entire time. I walked inside without knocking. My mom was in the kitchen making coffee. She smiled when she saw me. "Emily, what are you doing here so early?" I put my phone on the table. The DNA results were still open. "Mom, who is Daniel Whitmore?" She looked at the screen, and in that moment, I saw something in her face. Not confusion, not surprise, fear, real fear. She sat down slowly and whispered something that made my entire body go cold. "Where did you get that name?" My mom kept staring at my phone like it was a bomb about to explode. "Where did you get that name?" she asked again. Her voice was quieter now, almost shaky. "From a DNA test," I said. For a moment, the entire kitchen went silent. The refrigerator hummed behind us. Coffee dripped slowly into the pot. My mom's hands started trembling, and that's when I knew. She already knew the truth. "Mom," I said slowly, "why does a DNA test say some guy named Daniel Whitmore is my father?" Her lips parted, but no words came out. Instead, she started crying, and that scared me more than anything, because my mom never cried. Right then, the front door opened. My dad walked in from the garage. "Hey, Em, didn't know you were stopping by today." He saw my mom crying immediately. His smile disappeared. "What's going on?" I turned the phone toward him. "Dad, do you know who Daniel Whitmore is?" He looked at the screen. Then he looked at my mom, and the expression on his face changed into something I had never seen before. Not anger, not confusion, pain, deep, quiet pain. He sat down slowly and whispered that sentence that shattered everything I believed about my life. "Emily, biologically, I'm not your father." I actually laughed, not because it was funny, but because my brain couldn't process it. "That's ridiculous," I said. "You're my dad." My mom looked up at me through tears. "Emily..." "No," I interrupted. "No, this is stupid. DNA tests can be wrong." My dad shook his head slowly. "They're not wrong." And then the truth came crashing down. He had known. My whole life, he had known. My mom took a long breath. 26 years ago, I worked as a waitress in Chicago. I crossed my arms. And? She swallowed hard. One of my regular customers was Daniel Whitmore. The name sounded familiar, but I couldn't place it. "He was very rich," she said, "and very powerful." My dad stared at the table the entire time. "We started seeing each other," she continued. "I didn't know he was married." Of course he was. That's how these stories always go. "I got pregnant," she said quietly. "And when I told him, everything changed." "What do you mean?" I asked. Her voice dropped. "He offered me money." My stomach twisted. "How much money?" My mom hesitated. "Enough to disappear." My dad finally spoke. "He didn't want a scandal," Dad said quietly. "He was building his company back then." "So he paid you to lie?" I asked. "No," my mom said quickly. "He paid me to stay quiet." She looked at my dad, and that's when I met Mark. My dad forced a sad smile. "I knew she was pregnant when we started dating." I stared at him. "You knew?" "Yes." "And you still..." Yes, his voice cracked. I loved you from the moment you were born. That's when the tears finally hit me, because suddenly I realized something. My dad had chosen me, even though he didn't have to. But there was something that didn't make sense. If Daniel Whitmore paid once, why keep the secret for 25 years? My mom looked away. My dad answered instead. He didn't pay once. My stomach dropped. He paid every year. I blinked. What? Your mother received a yearly payment, Dad said quietly, from a private trust. My heart started racing. How much? My mom whispered the number. $50,000 every year for 25 years. I felt sick. You sold the truth about my life for money? Her face crumbled. It wasn't like that. It sounds exactly like that. I left the house shaking. I got into my car and sat there for 10 minutes trying to breathe. Then I pulled out my phone and Googled the name, Daniel Whitmore. The first result made my jaw drop. CEO of Whitmore Global Holdings, net worth $3.2 billion. Billion with a B. The man who was biologically my father was one of the richest businessmen in America, and he had paid my family to pretend I didn't exist. The DNA site had a messaging feature. My finger hovered over the keyboard. I didn't know what to say. How do you message the man who secretly fathered you and then erased you from his life? Finally, I typed, "Hi, my name is Avery Bravery. According to this DNA test, you're my biological father." Then I hit send. I expected nothing, but 2 hours later, he replied. His response was only one sentence. "I think we should meet." 3 days later, I was sitting in the lobby of a glass skyscraper in New York City, Whitmore Global Headquarters. Everything about the place screamed money. Marble floors, security guards, private elevators. I felt completely out of place. Then the elevator doors opened, and a tall man in his early 60s walked towards me. Gray hair, expensive suit, sharp eyes. He stopped in front of me, studied my face, and whispered something that sent a chill down my spine. "You have my mother's eyes." We sat in his office overlooking Manhattan. For a long time, neither of us spoke. Finally, he sighed. "I wondered if this day would ever come." "You knew about me?" I asked. "Of course." My fists clenched. "And you just ignored me?" His expression hardened. "You were never supposed to find out." That sentence lit a fire inside me. Why? Because my life back then was complicated. "You mean your reputation?" Silence, which meant yes. Then he said something that shocked me even more. "I didn't just pay your mother to stay quiet." My heart started pounding. "What do you mean?" "There were lawyers involved. And contracts." Contracts. My stomach dropped. "What kind of contracts?" "The kind that legally prevented your mother from revealing my identity." I stared at him. "Wait, are you saying there was a legal agreement to hide who my father was?" "Yes." "And you signed it?" "Yes." "And she signed it?" "Yes." My voice was shaking now. "You literally bought the right to pretend I didn't exist." He didn't answer, because he didn't need to. I stood up. "You know what the worst part is?" He looked at me. "I grew up wondering why my mom always seemed stressed about money. I watched my dad work 2 jobs sometimes. And the whole time, you were sending secret checks like some kind of payoff." He rubbed his temples. "It wasn't that simple. Then explain it. His voice got quieter. My lawyers believed it was the cleanest solution. Cleanest solution. Like I was a problem to be cleaned up. Then he said something unexpected. You're not the only one who knows now. What? My wife found out last year. My eyes widened. And? Let's just say it didn't go well. Suddenly, things started making sense. Is that why you agreed to meet me? He gave a small smile. Yes. Why? Because after 25 years, I'm tired of pretending. A week later, everything exploded because Daniel Whitmore's wife found out about our meeting, and she was furious. Within days, my story leaked to the press. Billionaire's secret daughter discovered through DNA test. News outlets went crazy. Reporters started calling me. And suddenly, the secret my family had hidden for decades was national news. Then the lawyers showed up. Daniel's lawyers claimed the original agreement still applied, meaning my mother could face massive financial penalties. But my lawyer discovered something critical. The contract only applied to my mother, not me, which meant legally, I could tell the truth. And that's exactly what I did. A month later, we were all sitting in a conference room. My mom, my dad, Daniel Whitmore, and a small army of lawyers. For the first time in 25 years, everyone involved in the lie was in the same room. I looked at my mom. Why didn't you ever tell me? She cried again. I was afraid you'd hate me. I looked at my dad. Why didn't you tell me? His voice broke. Because I didn't want to lose you. Then I looked at Daniel. And you? He sighed. Because I was selfish. At least he was honest. In the end, I didn't sue anyone. I didn't ask for money, and I didn't try to claim part of his fortune. Because the truth is, the only father I ever needed was sitting right next to me. Mark Carter, the man who chose to raise me, the man who never treated me like a secret, the man who loved me without contracts or payments. As for Daniel Whitmore, we talk sometimes, but he's not my dad. He's just the man whose DNA I inherited. And honestly, that's more than enough.